I know what you're going through, because saying goodbye to a career that you love is never easy. I've been there. In my case, though, I didn't really have a choice. My knees were shot, so I had to give up basketball forever. You, on the other end, look like you're still hooping out there, and I imagine it's a little tougher when you've just completed one of the greatest careers in NBA history. For 16 years, you've given us high-wire dunks, big shots and big moments, more blocks than any guard in history. You were willing to sacrifice your body in the lane and sometimes sacrifice your ego in pursuit of a title. And whenever you got knocked down, you always showed us how to get back up. So you showed some Chicago spirit in you, and you did us proud. So from all of us who are fans of the game, we just want to congratulate you on an extraordinary career, a career for the record books. I hope that the next phase of your life is just as fulfilling and just as spectacular as this one has been. Take care.
That's so cool.
Good stuff right there.
That's so cool.
That is.
Chicago family, President Obama, Dwayne Wade, the great Antoine Walker.
Yeah, Chicago, great career. D-Wade, I owe him, obviously, for my championship. He had the unbelievable finals. So I rode that coattail and got me a championship. So,
come on.
So thank you, D-Wade.
Hold on a second, though. Wait a minute on riding that coach. D-Wade was unbelievable, one of the greatest finals ever. Who was the second leading scorer on that finals team?
I was the second leading scorer.
Antoine Walker. They wouldn't have won any of those games without.
And we both from Chicago, so I was. That's
Antoine, who was one of the first people on the court after the Heat won?
Chris Carter. Yes.
Yes.
All right, Twan, let's get back to our big story this morning. Minutes before the Lakers took the court for their season finale, Magic Johnson stepped down as president of his former team, meaning he will not be involved in crucial team decisions like the next head coach, the next big free agent, perhaps the next GM, the next team built around LeBron. Magic, though, still optimistic about the Lakers landing another big star.
Oh, they'll get another one. I mean, because the team is in place. If anybody see this team, everything is in place. We add one guy, and this team is in the finals, in the Western Conference Finals, because we're not too far away from everybody. Before we got hurt, we were in fourth, 2 games away from being in first, right? Playing some good basketball, and I think that. We can continue to do that. Listen, tomorrow, you know how many calls Jeannie gonna get for this job? This is a coveted job. Trust me, it'll be somebody good.
All right, Antoine, at this point, the way Magic has left the team, is there any chance this team can pick up a big-time free agent this offseason?
I think they'll be able to. I think, obviously, with LeBron James' voice, no matter who's the coach or the GM, he'll be able to lure the other guy there because it's L.A. This is different. This ain't like asking the guy to come to Cleveland. And if you look at what he was able to do in Miami, obviously Bosh came over, then Ray Allen, Shane Battier. You think it's about some of those guys coming over to play with him in Miami. So I think that's fine. They'll be fine in that sense. I think for the Lakers, they got to figure out who's going to be the right personnel to play with LeBron James. We know he likes to play with a lot of shooters. Is that the style you want to play that way? Are you going to allow another star to come in and LeBron takes a backseat a little bit as far as handling the basketball, scoring? They just have to figure that out, and I think that's talking to LeBron and figure out where he's at right now in his career and the way he wants to play. But they won't have no problem getting another player. It's L.A.
Today's not a day where anyone, including us on this show, is giving Magic Johnson a ton of credit, and it shouldn't be a day for that. But where he does deserve credit is when he got there, they were not in position to sign LeBron, much less sign a second superstar because of the Mitch Kupchak spending spree in the cap spike year. Hey, let's give Mozgov $64 million. Let's give Luol Deng $18 million a year for something. And Magic, the best thing he and Pelinka were able to do was get off those contracts. Now, it was expensive. They had to give away D'Angelo Russell to get off the Mozgov deal. Luol Deng, they couldn't find anyone to take, so they had stretch provision him. But they didn't panic during this season and screw up the cap space this summer. So I still believe they'll be able to get somebody. I actually think they could be in better position to get somebody because I think whoever takes over for Magic will be better at the job than Magic is. It just would have been better for the Lakers for it to look like a unified team decision. You talk to LeBron, you talk to Jeannie, you hold a press conference, you do this the right way rather than impromptu with, I was reading an article just during the break, there was evidently a lady that works for the PR department tugging at Magic's arm, trying to get him not to go talk to the media. He said, no, I got something to say. And then he said, I'm stepping down. Like there was no organization to this yesterday.
Yeah, I think that they're going to get a competent basketball person, and I think that we have enough time between free agency. Say if we had opened up free agency and Magic had decided to resign then, and I believe by then they'll have the answer to who's going to be the head coach. So it was already going to be a tough free agent pitch as far as who they're going to get, who do they go after, in what order, and ultimately, outside of Anthony Davis, who is the best fit of the other free agents, because you don't have to trade for them. So I believe they'll get a competent basketball person. I believe this is one of the most important decisions the Lakers have made in a long, long time. But that decision will give comfort to those free agents that the Lakers are getting this thing turned around. So I do believe they'll be able to land one of the bigger free agents.
One of the things we haven't talked about yet this segment is LeBron. How this has affected LeBron, how this will affect LeBron. Do you think he has any regrets about what happened this year, about coming here this year?
I'm sure he does, because he just met with Magic a couple days ago. And I'm pretty sure they came up with a plan, and he gave him a vision of where he see things going this summer. And then he steps down without talking to him. And he's the guy that he met with. So he has to have a little regret, because this is the guy you believed in. Now you got to get another brain trust in there. One who's going to help pick the coach. Is this new guy going to go to LeBron and ask for his help as far as picking the coach? The guy's running the team. Is he going to be able to lure free agents in, or at least help LeBron get free agents in? So it's important, because I think he had a voice with Magic. I think him and Magic were trying to do this together and get this organization back to championship level, and then he just steps down right away. So I'm pretty sure LeBron's having little regrets right now.
Yeah, he's definitely having some regrets, but it becomes important that they communicate, because LeBron's going to have to talk to the players also. So you can't have 2 or 3 different messages where the front office says something to a player and then LeBron says something totally different to that player. It's very, very critical that they present a united front in trying to go after this coveted free agent, because the Anthony Davis thing, to me, I believe if they get the right basketball person in there, they can negotiate the right type of deal. But there are going to be other people trying to go after Anthony Davis also. So LeBron and the organization having the proper speaking points, it becomes real important moving forward.
And that's why getting the right guy in place quickly is important, because no matter Magic's limitations, he and LeBron were going, I'm sure they did, one part of the meeting I would guess on Saturday was, what's our hierarchy? You can't talk to the players yet. I can, as LeBron. And so I can now start the recruitment immediately. I can go talk to Kimball Walker. If they don't make the playoffs, we'll find out tonight. You know what I mean? Immediately. I can talk to Anthony Davis, and even though that's not a recruitment thing, he's not a free agent. But if you have in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks or in a month, new team president come in and say, our top priority is Klay Thompson. We're going to go after him above all else. It'll hurt the Warriors. It's perfect for you. And LeBron hadn't even been talking. So there is that weakness to where you don't know what the team's message is going to be.
And there also has to be a sense of LeBron not knowing if he can trust, because LeBron gave the Lakers and Magic something he didn't give Cleveland. And that's something you pointed out, Nick. He committed to 4 years, and he voided some other things that he had as far as
doesn't have a no trade clause.
Yes, he gave that up because of the Lakers and that commitment. And to me, that would be a breach of my trust.
And then you got to understand, like I said earlier, his meeting was with Magic. It's like he met with Magic. They didn't say it was Rob Pelinka and Luke Walton was meeting.
No Jenny Buss.
It was with Magic. So LeBron's got to be spinning his head right now, just today, trying to figure out what he's going to do. Obviously now, like you said, Jenny has to put her big girl pants on and call LeBron, and she's going to need his help. She's going to need his input.
And there's another element to it, and you opened the door to it, so I'm going to walk through it. I've been hesitant to bring it up all morning, but LeBron didn't ask for a no-trade clause because he knew Magic Johnson would never, ever, under any circumstances, trade him. Now is there a scenario where they bring in a new team president, and the team president has a long vision for restoring the Lakers to greatness, and if they don't hit a free agent, and they don't get lucky in the lottery, and Brandon Ingram's blood clots are worse than reported, and they don't trade for Anthony Davis, that team president, who is not part of the Lakers family, that team president says, you know what? There is a way to restore the Lakers to prominence, and it's one that will torch a relationship with LeBron James, but you know what? I don't have a relationship with LeBron James. I think that is incredibly unlikely. I think that is a situation where maybe Jeannie Buss would step in, but I would imagine that possibility went through my head, went through LeBron's head, where it's like, wait, what if they sign a guy I don't know who wants to put his mark on this team by doing something unprecedented?
It definitely can happen.
Because LeBron picked the Lakers when he could have picked the Rockets, when he could have picked the Sixers, when he could have picked a lot of teams that would have been immediate, overwhelming championship favorites. And he did it because his kids wanted to be there, his wife wanted to be there, he wanted to build his other empires there. And now the guy who has almost invented this era of player power, he's out of power, right? He's not in control. For the first time in his career.
Isn't it just as plausible that the opposite of that is on the table? That they bring in Ty Lue and David Griffin, his former GM, his former head coach.
More likely to happen.
And now all of a sudden you have the once frayed relationship is now good again. You trust in Jeannie Buss, and you can sort of spin this forward.
Absolutely in play. This works out great. But it was not in play, even as bad as this season went. With Magic at the helm, it was never going to be in play that LeBron is told, we're trading you.
Right.
And when you don't know who's going to be in charge of that operation now, and LeBron does not have a no trade, that all of a sudden becomes something, I'm sure at least, that he and Rich text about it, I would imagine, even if it's something you don't want to even consider as a possibility. And so uncertainty is uncomfortable. And uncertainty is something that, for a guy who's been in such total control of franchises, has got to make him feel a little uneasy.
I would just say this. He wouldn't be the only or the first time we've seen a superstar player get traded and not finish their career the way we thought they were going to finish it. So it's definitely on the table. But I mean, it'll be. I don't know what GM or what person would not want LeBron James at the helm. He's still the best player in the league to me. So it's hard to say that no matter what, that he'll get traded.
All right, Antoine, thanks so much for joining us today. Much appreciated. Coming up, could Luke Walton survive